Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you my experience on selling pre-loved goods. During COVID, I did a lot of decluttering and I've actually gotten rid of things in 3 different ways. The first way was to actually sell them, which is what I'll be talking about today. But I've also donated some goods to different charities and I've also thrown some things out. So in today's video, I'll share with you why I think selling things is a great idea, what kind of things you can sell, and also what you can expect. So the first thing is why I think it's a great idea to sell things is, first of all, you can be surprised as the kind of money you can actually make from selling things. I've actually made a few $100s just during the COVID period. So between March and July, I've actually made almost 500,000, if not more, selling my pre-loved items. Another really good reason to do this is because it creates a second source of income. So during times like this, you kind of have to be creative in how you're making money. I do have a full-time job, but it's nice just to know that if I needed to scrabble for some kind of cash, whether it be $20, $10, I can sell things too. And so I just want to share with you some of the really interesting things I've sold. I don't have a lot of the items here anymore, but I'll show you what I have left to give you an idea of what you can sell. Some of it is actually quite surprising. So the first thing I'll show you is glassware or dinnerware. So this is a vase that I actually got from my mother-in-law. She was decluttering her mother's things and she gave me a whole box of glassware, and I have ended up selling most of it. So if someone is throwing out stuff and you're happy to just store it in your home and sell it, I would recommend doing that. It's fun, and I'm actually planning to give back the money I make back to my mother-in-law. Second things you can sell are like, I have like little boxes at home that I no longer use. So this used to be like a jewelry box, but like if you go through your cupboards, you might find little boxes, or I have like old little jars or little candle holders. If you go through your drawers, you'll find a lot of these things that you no longer use, and they're just being left there as sort of junk. But you'd be surprised, people are willing to pay $2, $5 or more for these items, and they can be used by someone else. So it's a good thing to find in your closets and actually resell these kind of items. So I've actually sold quite a bit of these kind of things for someone else to enjoy. The next thing you can sell is probably the most obvious thing you might try to resell is pre-loved bags. So a lot of my bags are in really good condition, and I just find that I have too many of the same thing. So I have many clutches that are a similar size that I probably reach for more. So I've put this one, for example, on Gumtree, but I've also put it on Facebook Marketplace. And so things like this, you could probably sell for $50 to $100, depending on the brand and the quality. Something surprising I've managed to sell a lot of is gym clothes. So I've sold a lot of pre-loved tights. As long as they're in really good condition, they have no stains, and they generally feel and look new, you can probably get $10 to $20 for a pair of tights. So I've sold a lot of tights, as well as gym tops and sports bras. So that's actually a really surprising thing. People do look for these. It's an inexpensive way for them to purchase branded tights or gym wear. Another obvious thing to sell is obviously your electronics. So we have sold a few old phones, some old tablets, as well as cameras. So this is an old Canon PowerShot. These days, you know, I'm usually using my phone to take photos, and I found myself not using my camera very much. So another tip with electronics is that don't wait for too long to sell them, because what we found with some of our old tablets is once we actually charged them and tested them, they no longer were resellable, as in the battery didn't last or they were too slow. So the moment you replace something or find yourself not using it, make sure to declutter it as soon as you can before it actually gets too old. For example, this tablet, it's in perfect condition, but it's just too slow now. So we're gonna have to throw this one out. Another really interesting thing I've sold is old pairs of glasses. Now I have a prescription in my glasses, which I've actually, when I post these kind of items, I do mention that they're prescription, but a lot of people do buy prescription glasses and they just replace the lens. So you can sell them for $10 to $20 and it's still saving the person who's buying them a lot of money. So I've sold a couple of pair of these. So old prescription glasses, yes, you can sell them. Another obvious thing you can sell is old jewelry. So I keep a whole bag of jewelry that I no longer wear. If you're not sure if you want to toss something out, you can always keep it for a while and then kind of review what you have and make a decision then. So I have this bag that I keep of old jewelry. I package them really nicely into individual bags and I list them individually on Gumtree. So this is a great way to make money. Sometimes if I haven't been able to sell them, I might go and book a store at a market with a friend and we'll just gather all our things at once and sell them. Because sometimes jewelry, I find, can be a little hard to sell online and much easier at a market. Another really strange thing that I've sold is old pillows. So like little cushions that you might have outgrown or no longer go with your decor, you can actually sell these, either the entire cushion or just the case online for like $5. I've done that before. I've also sold old bedding, like a bed sheet set and pillowcase set for $10, just for example. You would be amazed at how much people actually appreciate these things, especially people who cannot afford them, or people that buy them for charity organizations, orphanages, or dog homes. So rather than throwing them out, just put them online, someone could really find a good use for them. So those are just some of the things that I've sold. Like I said, you can also sell furniture, you can sell like cosmetics if you feel comfortable with that. You can sell clothes, there's anything you can sell. So my recommendation is just list it, just take a photo, put it online. Sites like Gumtree are free and just see if anyone is interested. So this goes on to my next point, what you can expect when you list an item. So I would have to say that it's not the easiest process, but it's not that challenging either. You have to be patient. Some goods tend to sell faster than others. I have sold things where I've listed it for over 6 months and I'll get a message about it in 6 months' time for that item. So the important thing is do have somewhere you can store the items for up to 6 months or longer and just be patient if you can, if you don't need to sell it immediately. And also be prepared to have to go back and review your listings and repost them. Sites like Gumtree, the listing does expire. I think it's every 3 or 4 weeks. So just make sure you're reposting those ads. That's free as well. And just make sure that you're also pricing your goods to the market. So sites like Gumtree are not like the place I would sell any luxury items. You're not gonna get the best price. It's more of a neighborhood site. So be prepared to let go of items for, far less than what you purchased them for. I still think it's better than getting nothing for them. And I honestly think it's better than just throwing them out. So just be prepared to let go of things for just a few dollars. It's still better, and it's still better for that person receiving them as well. The other thing you can expect is that you're gonna get a lot of messages, and it depends on, I guess, the season. I'm finding that like during the lockdown periods, the sales are really, really good. That's because I think people are browsing online a lot and not really going to the shops. And so you'll find at certain periods, you'll get a lot of messages. My tip about that is to make sure that you are timely in your responses. Don't kind of ignore the messages and message at the end of the day. You will probably lose that sale. People who are online, who are actually messaging and looking for something, you want to reply as soon as you can. That's going to make sure that you get the sale and they don't just forget about you and message someone else or look elsewhere. So you have to really keep on top of your messages, which is a little bit tiring. But once you get into the routine, it's not that big of a deal, but you do have to kind of constantly be checking on your phone, replying, answering questions. And to that point as well, be willing to take more photos, be willing to send videos of the item, be willing to measure your items. The more interaction you can give with the potential buyer, the more likely you're going to land the sale. It's like anything. It's not just online sales. It's in business. It's in life. You know, the more effort you give, the more you're going to get back in return. So participate in that community, be active on those sites, and you will actually enjoy it very much. So yeah, stay interactive, be responsive. The other thing is, when writing descriptions on your items, make sure to include as much description as you can to avoid like too many questions. So, you know, if it has measurements, provide that. If you know the material of the product, provide that. If you know the age or the purchase date, provide that. So just as much as you can provide, and even if it's like a pickup location, or if you do deliveries, as more information you provide, the less questions you're going to get, which is actually going to save you a lot of pain. So I've made that mistake before, and I still probably do it because sometimes you're just rushing to post an item. Try to go back and add more information when you have more time. It's worth it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that experience with you because, you know, what I found is like the little money that I made from Gumtree sales, like sometimes it's $5 or $10. It still pays for, you know, groceries, or pays for a coffee, or can pay for a takeaway meal, and we're not having to dip into our savings. So I'm kind of enjoying having that little bit of spare cash, besides my main sources of income. So I would just say, if you are planning to sell things on Gumtree, try and enjoy the experience and learn from the experience. And I don't know, like, don't be stressed. It can be a little stressful, so don't be stressed by it. Have fun with it, and just be really, really patient. If you can afford to find a place to store the items away from your, you know, main living area where it doesn't bother you, go ahead and do that. But of course, you know, after a few months, I think it is time to review those things. And if they haven't sold, of course, do donate them or do throw them out. The risk is you start hoarding things and never throw them away, and that's not the point of this exercise. So yeah, I hope this video helps you. If you have any like questions about, you know, selling goods, or recommendations for different sites to use, I can share those as well. I primarily use Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace. In Australia, those two are pretty popular. I know there are other sites overseas like Craigslist or Poshmark, but in Australia, I find that Gumtree is pretty popular. I've been using it for a lot of years now, and yeah, it's been good, very easy to use. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to share them. I'd love to hear. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye now.